Somebody got to do something about people like that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to introduce my series titled The Landon Lens, The Art of Directing. And in this, we're going to talk about Michael Landon's directing style, the way he produced shows, and the overall message he tried to convey, and many of which of the values I share. In this episode, we're going to discuss how we see people with disabilities. And we're going to take some examples from episodes from a cherished show called Highway to Heaven.
About what?
How I relate to people with disabilities and how I can showcase this in my own production, my own work, and what I can learn from Michael Landon's directing style. Let's delve right in.
They're like these kids today. They don't know what tough is.
I think these kids do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. All these kids have cancer.
So here, the main character's best friend goes into how, children of the day, modern people are not as appreciative or as hardworking as their elders. And Michael Landon's character addresses that these kids are special, there's something going on with them. And then he goes right into it and says that they have cancer. They understand the struggle. And that changes that sets the tone for the entire show ahead.
Some kids are special.
Well, all of these kids are. We're coaching Special Olympics.
Special Olympics?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know if I'm cut out for something like that.
Well, you just said it was right up your alley.
I know, but I thought you were talking about normal kids. These kids are,
Retarded.
Yeah. I mean, what can they do? It's sort of sad.
Why? Because they're not as smart as you and I?
Yeah.
Well, compared to Einstein, you and I are retarded. You feel particularly sad about that, too?
I guess you're right.
This particular scene touches my heart every single time I see it. I review it, really frequently in my life. And Michael Landon says, all these kids are special. And then he brings up an analogy like if Einstein, compared to the average person, he wouldn't think much of us. And he just tries to highlight how people view people with mental disorders and other things as less than them. When in reality, we're all in this together.
I don't think you talk funny, Arnie.
Yes,
It always hurts me to be around people that are struggling for things that we take advantage of every single day, like walking, talking, and reading. And it's really disheartening because sometimes we don't know where these illnesses come from. Is it genetic? Is it chromosomal? We don't understand. But here, Michael Landon does a phenomenal job at highlighting this is a safe space for anyone struggling with disabilities. I'd love to hear how you overcame these difficulties in your life.
Hey, I'm your friend, you can tell me.
And just like Michael Landon, this is phenomenal. This man was a seasoned producer and a director, and instead of hogging the camera up, something I really appreciate about his directing style was the close-ups he showed on people when they were speaking, and all the crying scenes, all the sentimental things, and him not feeling the need to put his face in front of the camera all the time, but give a platform to people who are disadvantaged. That cemented him as someone really compassionate in the TV world, and that's something that everybody can learn from. So I'm really grateful for these episodes, and I'm glad I was able to touch lives today.